Have you ever ruminated on why some individuals enter your sphere like a tempest only to exit with the same celerity? This is a question we all might have asked ourselves at some point. This intriguing question, like a pebble disrupting the serenity of a pond, provokes reflections on the transient nature of human relationships. It stirs up thoughts about the fleeting existence of acquaintance, friendship, and even love. It makes us ponder on the ephemerality of human connections and the ever-changing dynamics of relationships that add color, depth, and meaning to our lives. This query brings to mind the words of Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. It's a profound statement, one that reminds us of the impermanence of all things, including our relationships. Everything in life, has its season, its moment in the sun, and then it passes, making way for something new. Each relationship has its own cycle, its own rhythm, and its own purpose to serve in our lives. Now imagine another scenario. A friendship that flourishes over time, like an oak sprouting from a tiny acorn, extending its branches over the years. This friendship tempests, braves the harshest winters, and grows robust and resilient with each passing season. It stands the test of time, against all odds, only to mysteriously wither and expires, its once lush leaves becoming frail and falling. This peculiar phenomenon brings to mind Proverbs 13:12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. As our understanding deepens, a realization dawns upon us. We start contemplating the grandiosity of life's blueprint, unraveling its cryptic design. We begin to wonder if there might be a celestial architect, an omnipotent force chiseling our existence, navigating our lives. Jeremiah 29:11 states, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. This verse reflects the belief that God has a preordained plan for us, a precise roadmap that we are instinctively following. Picture a splendid tapestry. Up close, its symphony of hues and patterns mesmerizes. But as you draw closer, you discern the complexity of the craft. 1 Corinthians 3:9 says, We are co-workers in God's service. You are God's field, God's building. It proposes the idea that we are part of a divine design, a masterpiece in the making. Envision this tapestry as a metaphor for our existence. Each thread symbolizes an individual who has momentarily crossed our path. Some threads align with ours for a time, mirroring our trajectory, matching our pace. These are our companions through life's vicissitudes, yet inevitably their paths diverge, melding into the intricate design of the tapestry. The belief that God orchestrates human interactions for our benefit is echoed in Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according his purpose. The individuals who cross our paths briefly, adding vibrancy to our existence, are symbolized by the threads that weave across ours in a fleeting encounter. They bring 13:2. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. This suggests that even the most transient of interactions can bear significance, influencing the course of our lives in ways that we might not immediately comprehend. Every interaction, trivial or profound, carries a divine intent. Each person we encounter, each bond we forge, each heartache we bear, intertwines into the tapestry of our life, creating an exhibition of joys, sorrows, victories, and losses. Proverbs 27:17 states, As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. This verse underscores the significance of each individual's role in our lives in shaping our personal evolution. In the grand design of existence, it is comforting to believe that a divine power is guiding our path, shaping our destiny, and intricately weaving our tapestry. It implies that each meeting, each interaction, has a divine purpose, even if unseen at the moment. Consider this. A friend you've had since childhood suddenly drifts apart, leaving a profound void in your life. This friend was not just any friend, but a confidant, partner, and a constant presence in your life, almost like a shadow that never leaves your side. Their sudden departure felt like a punch in the gut, like a part of you was abruptly ripped away, an echo of emptiness reverberating through your soul. You remember the countless hours spent together, the secrets, the laughter and tears, the shared dreams and fears. The memories were like a looping film reel in your mind, playing back the innocent childhood shenanigans, the rebellious teenage years, and the ritualistic meetups as grown-ups. Every place, every song, every season reminded you of them, creating a hollow ache of nostalgia. The despair was overwhelming at first, a constant reminder of an irreplaceable loss. A sense of loneliness consumed you. With time, however, a remarkable revelation unfolded. The friendship had been a security blanket, a comforting presence that, while soothing, had been blocking your growth. It had been a crutch, a safe haven that stopped you from venturing out into the world. With the crutch gone, you were forced to walk on your own, and walk you did, albeit with a limp at first. You began to explore new avenues, meet new people, and engage in activities you would not have considered otherwise. You began to embrace the discomfort of being alone and used it as a catalyst for your growth. The departure of this friend forced you to become more independent, to explore new opportunities you would not have considered otherwise. Or think about a relationship that ended in heartbreak. The pain was all-consuming, like 1,000 needles pricking your heart, rendering you incapacitated with despair. You may have felt like you were teetering on the precipice of a yawning chasm, with no end in your heart, heavy with the weight of your loss. Every corner of your life seemed to be filled with bitter reminders of what once was. Their scent on your pillow, a shared joke that was no longer funny, a favourite song that now only echoed with melancholy. It was a visceral, gnawing pain that made you question your very existence, worth, your ability to love and be loved in return. However, there's a certain beauty in heartbreak, an undeniable resilience that comes from surviving anguish. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, you found that the pain was less sharp, less frequent. You started to heal, painfully and slowly, healing nonetheless. You began to see that the relationship, although painful in its ending, taught you invaluable lessons. You learned about your capacity to love, your strength in face of adversities, your ability to rise from the ashes stronger and wiser. You began to understand your worth, your values, what you seek in a relationship, and more importantly, what you won't endure. With every tear, every sleepless night, every heart-wrenching memory, you were unconsciously equipping yourself for future. Each experience, each lesson learned, was adding to your emotional armor, fortifying you for the next relationship. The pain was shaping you, molding you into a resilient lover, a survivor. You emerged from the heartache not as a victim, but as a victor who realized their strength, their worth, and their ability to love again. You were being prepared for the next relationship, the one that was truly meant for you. It's not always easy to accept when people leave our lives. We question, we doubt, we resist. But perhaps there's a reason, a divine plan, that we are not privy to. Instead of fighting, we should try to accept, to trust in the wisdom of the higher power. In the grand tapestry of life, every thread has its place. Some are meant to be a part of the backdrop, others to add a dash of colour, and still others to create intricate patterns. It's not for us to decide which thread goes where. That's the job of the master weaver, the one who sees the whole picture, the one who knows what's best for us. In summary, life is a tapestry woven by a divine hand. Each thread, each person that comes into our lives has a purpose, even if we don't understand it at the time. Just as a weaver adds and removes threads for the overall design, God brings people into our lives and takes them away for our own good. It's a comforting thought, a reminder to trust in the divine plan even when we don't understand it.